Mom, thinking about my mother in new ways after she passed on, and some of the gifts, different gifts I got and different perspective I got. What can I trust my mother to do? She will usually come when I need her. She will love my child as fiercely as I do, but in a less complicated way. She will frequently enrage me. She will not always be honest with herself or with me, but my mother can see things from far away. Useful things, like road signs for food, for stores I need to find, for things I missed. And she can see things that frighten and surprise me, like betrayal before it comes, and what is happening in my heart when we are miles apart. My vision is flawed. I'm nearsighted and prefer to examine everything close up. I remember when I was younger, lying in the grass, observing the small world of ants, closely watching a particular ant, unable to lift a particular crumb. That was a long time ago, but I'm still very good at noticing little things. I'm still very, very good at finding mistakes. I remember being at my parents' retirement condo by the Delaware River, walking alone along the grass by the water. My husband and son were at home, and I had not been gone long enough to miss them yet. I went for a walk, looking at the clear water and blue sky. There wasn't much room in my life for quiet, and an hour alone near the water was a gift. I was trying hard to be thankful. Then I saw my mother coming my way. My father was with her, and I gave them a brief wave. My mother waved her entire arm in response, and I immediately grew annoyed with her. How loud and obnoxious she is, I thought. Why must she wave her whole arm that way? She's so neat. I've acknowledged her already. As we continued to walk toward each other, I saw I'd been wrong. She was not waving her arm at all. Her right arm was raised, yes, but it was pointing toward the water. She wanted me to look at something. It was a moment before I saw them. Two birds, graceful, white, American egrets, with delicate yellow feet. I met my mother and father at the edge of the water. They were so thrilled to have brought me the birds. We talked for a minute, then turned to follow the egrets down the water's edge. My parents seemed happy I was walking with them. When was the last time we had done something like this? Had we ever done something like this? I've spent so many years being furious and bright. I've not always chosen to be with my family, and sometimes my parents have chosen something else besides me. But slowly, the truth has come to me, and it's beginning to break my heart. My parents have been seeking me, have been trying to love me the best they can for a long time. And for me, it had not always been good enough. What can I trust my mother to see? A long time ago, my mother missed things. She was busy working, sleeping, reading, shopping, choosing not to see. Sometimes she was distracted by her mother, who had Alzheimer's, and sometimes by her own illness as she struggled the last few years with cancer. She quietly, without complaining, faced my judgment, and all she ever offered me was her comfort, her stories, and the best that she had to give at that time. So here's the lesson that keeps following me, and it seems about time for me to pay attention. To forgive means to cease to feel resentment, to give up claim to requital for an insult. To be forgiven means allowing room for error or for weakness. I want this, to be forgiving, to be forgiven. A woman I respect once touched my hand and told me that resentment is a bitter Promethean root that poisons the one who chooses to hold it. The act of forgiveness is as much a balm for the one in pain as the one who causes the pain. I wonder about my own vision, all the other signs that I may have missed, all the beautiful things I will never see because they are too far away. I wonder about how fast I move through the world and about the need to pay attention. I wonder about the heavy burden of anger carried upon so many backs, the frequent ugliness of power, how it feels to judge and be judged, and how much I love my mother. I wonder about loving my child as much as I can, taking his love in return, and knowing that it all has to be good enough. But mostly, I wonder about forgiveness.